welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we're making this, the Mitered Granny Log Cabin Square. So we've had a few log cabin squares already. We had one yesterday, we had the single crochet log cabin. We've had the granny log cabin in the past. The granny square log cabin in the past was this basic granny square stitch. And we just had sort of went from a tiny section and then to bigger sections, and we were sort of building it along and across, just as you would build a log cabin, with those pieces of wood sort of going sort of one this way, one that way, and then another one, and then another one. So that's kind of how it gets its name. So we've done the granny square log cabin, we've done the single crochet log cabin, and today it's the mitered granny square log cabin, because we've got this corner running all the way up here, as you can see from these different colour changes, how that works. Obviously you could do it in one colour, you wouldn't get quite the same effect, but by all means, if you want to do one colour, two colours, whatever you fancy, that's entirely up to you. So you will need your yarn, your hook and some scissors. Even if you're doing it in one colour, you will still need some scissors, because you'll need to rejoin your colour in different places. So that's all there is to it. Grab your things and let's have a look at how it's done. Okay, so round one, we are going to either make a magic circle, or you can do a chain 4, slip stitch into this first chain and make a ring that way. Whichever you prefer, it's up to you. And then we are going to, in this ring, so there's a ring in the side there, find the hole. We're going to do chain 3 as our first double crochet, 2 more double crochets into the ring. So we're starting off just like a normal basic granny square, and then we're going to chain 3, and then 3 more double crochets in your ring. 1, 2 and 3, and that is where we're going to stop. So if you see this part here, this is our miter, so this is our corner. So we're not going to do this part now, we're going to do that later on for a different round. Okay, so then we are going to do a chain 3 and turn your work. Now if you don't like turning your work so that you have part sort of right side, part wrong side, if you don't like that, then you can fasten off and rejoin back in the top of this chain here. But if you do that, you will be prepared, you will have a lot of ends to sew in. So we're going to chain 3, turn over, and then you're going to do one, so an extra one for our chain 1 space, and then you're going to do 3 double crochet in this chain 3 corner space. 1, 2 and 3. Essentially we are just working 2 sides of the granny square at the moment, just the 2 sides of the granny square. So we've just done the 3 double crochet, and then we're going to do chain 3 for our corner, and then 3 more double crochet in this corner. So you might need to scooch these along a bit, and then do your 3 double crochet. 1, 2 and 3. There we go. So this is our new corner, and then we're going to do a chain 1 and 3, chain 1 and then a double crochet in the top of this chain 3 where we started on the last round. So double crochet, and that just finishes that round nicely. So this is what we have so far, and we've got our miter going up this way here. And this is our square and our miter going up here. So now we are going to chain 3 for our first double crochet and turn your work, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. So as you know, the basic granny, you have sort of groups of 3 double crochets, so that's what we've made here now. And then we're going to chain 1, 3 double crochet in your corner space, 1, 2 and 3, chain 3 for your corner. I'll just scooch these round a bit to make some space, and then 3 more double crochet in that corner space, and chain 1, 3 double crochet in this end space here, 1, 2, my arm creeping up there. These kind of patterns are great for using up little scraps of yarn, ends of yarn. Great for that. And you know, you don't need a huge amount, but you need a few colours. It's great for these little pieces, and I've still got loads there. So there we go. So this is how our square is looking so far. We've got our mitre going up through this centre, through the corner here. So that is all there is with that colour. Now you could continue with this colour if you like, or you can just change up the colours as you go as much as you like. Trying to sort of trying to make it obvious that you are, you know, doing different sections, as in making up a log cabin. So I'm going to fasten this colour off and grab my next colour. Okay, so I have fastened off this yellow and I have joined my new colour into the very first stitch here where we fastened off. Obviously, if you're continuing in the same colour, you won't need to fasten off. You just continue. So what we're going to do now is chain 3 for our first double crochet, and then chain an extra one for our chain 1 space, and then we're going to turn our work and do 3 double crochet in this chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and 3 double crochet in this corner, 1, 2 and 3, and then chain 3 for your corner space and another 3 double crochet in that corner. Got my yarn catching somewhere, that's my trouble. There we go. And chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet in the next space, chain 1 and 1 double crochet in this very last stitch, which will actually be a chain. We'll just do one in the top of that chain 3. There we go. Then you are going to chain 3, turn your work and do 2 more double crochet in this first space. 1, 2, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next space, chain 1, and then you're going to do your corner 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and then chain 1, come across to do 3 double crochet in this next space, chain 1, 3 double crochet in your last space, and then I'll meet you back there. Okay, there we go, and now we're going to chain 3 as our first double crochet. Excuse me 1 second. And you're going to chain an extra one for your chain space. So there we go, and turn your work and then you're going to work along in exactly the same way as you have been. You're going to do 3 double crochet in your first chain space, chain 1, then a 3 double crochet, chain 1, do your corner of 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet in the top here. But continue around and I'll meet you to do this last double crochet. Okay, so when you get back around near to the end, you've done your last 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet in the top of this chain on the end. So find your 3rd chain there and go into the top of that and do a double crochet, and then fasten this colour off. If you are wanting to change colour, if you're wanting to keep the same colour, you will still need to fasten off and rejoin, because we're going to be joining in a new place. So here we go. So far, here's our mitered granny log cabin. Okay, so here's what we have so far, and this is where we fastened off down in this corner. So make sure you got your work this way round, and then you're going to take your new colour or your new end of yarn if you're doing it all in the same colour. Then flip this work up so that your fasten off end is just here at the top, and you will have the side of your double crochet. Join your colour into there, join it however you prefer, but try and make sure it's nearer to the end or the corner. Okay, and then what we're going to do is work along this side. So we are going to do a chain 3 for our first double crochet, and then 2 more double crochet in that same stitch, or in that stitch space. Don't really know what the technical term is there. And then chain 1, and then 3 double crochet into the side of the next stitch, or around that side of stitch. That's going to be your next space. Okay, and then chain 1, 3 double crochet into the next space, stitch that up, chain 1, and now this is where the bottom of our ring was that we started on for the first round. You can see down here, this is where our mitered corner is. So we're back to this middle, and we are going to do 3 double crochet. We're using this as if it was a corner, basically. So as if it was one of our chain 3 corners. We're just going to do our 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. Nothing different, just it's a slightly different space to be going into. So 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. So we're starting that mitered corner going downwards now. And there we go. So lay that down there. You can see a little bit of what we've got going on while I get some more yarn. So we're going to continue along this side now. Just the 2 sides. I'm going to continue along there and do a chain 1. And then you're going to do 3 double crochet in the space, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the space, chain 1, and 3 double crochet in this space at the end. Okay, here we go. So now when you've done that, you're going to chain 3, oops, and turn your work over. And then we're going to work back pretty much in the same way as before. Chain an extra 1 for your chain 1 space, and then you're going to do 3 double crochet in your space, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, all the way along. Do your corner in exactly the same way as you have been doing with those 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, all the way around this side, and then you're going to finish with a chain 1 and a double crochet into the top of this chain here on the end. But I'll meet you around here to do that last stitch together. Okay, so I've done my last set of 3 double crochet and chain 1, and then I'm just going to do a last double crochet in the top of this chain 3 here. So just find your top chain and pop your double crochet in, and that just finishes off that side. So there we go, and now it's time to fasten that colour off. Okay, so this is where we've just fastened off in this top corner, but the way that this square should be up should be with this corner down here and all your corners going up like this. Okay, so just turn your square around so that your previous piece you did looks like an L shape. Okay, just so we know where we are for where we're joining in our next colour. So we're now going to do, so we had this kind of square here with the yellow and orange, and then we've done this piece here in the L shape. So what we're going to do now is do a piece, it will be slightly bigger than this because we're going to start here. We'll be doing an L shape here, but like an upside down L going across here. Okay, so we're going to join, are we starting there? Let me double check. Okay, I told you wrong. We're starting down here in this bottom where we fastened off. We fastened off here. We're going to start here. So pick your way up to face you. So pick it up like this. So where you fastened off here is on the right here. Okay, just so we know where we are and what we're doing. So then we're going to join our new colour in this over this double crochet on the side. It's quite hard explaining stitches and situations that sort of we haven't really done before. Just trying to hopefully help you understand what I'm saying to do, hopefully. So basically we're joining into the side of that stitch that we did on the last round. Okay. And then we're going to do exactly what we've been doing before with our sets of 3 double crochet, but starting with a chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then 2 more double crochet in that same space. So the sides of these stitches count, they kind of act as our chain 1 spaces. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain 1 and then 3 double crochet in your next space. And now that you know what you're doing, you're going to work along and do your 3 double crochets in each space, separated with a chain 1. So do that all the way around. When you get to your corner, do your 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, all the way down to the side, and you're going to do 3 double crochet in this very end space, just here. And then we'll go on to the next round. Okay, so when you get to the end of this side, these colours are gorgeous, so bright and cheerful. When you get to this end, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, chain an extra 1 for your chain space, and then you're going to do exactly what you've done before. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 3, chain 1, all the way to your corner. Do your 2 sets of 3 all the way down to here, and you're going to finish off with a chain 1 and a double crochet into the top of your chain 3, just as you've done before, but I will meet you around at this end just to finish this colour off. Okay, so when you got around to this side, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the top chain of this starting chain 3. That top chain sometimes can get a little small, so you might need to just give it a wiggle. Give your hook a wiggle through the stitch is what I meant. If you want to do any other kind of wiggle, feel free. Don't let me stop you. So wiggle through, there we go. And there we go, fasten off that colour. Ta-da! Looking so colourful and bright and cheerful. Gorgeous. I can imagine in some pastel shade that would look beautiful as well. So there we go, that's what we have so far. Okay, so this is all of our basic granny square part of our log cabin. So we've got this first one here, and then this one, and this one. So put together a bit like how a log cabin would. So this is actually the front, so I'm just going to pop a couple of these strands to the back where they should be, because we're then going to finish off and do our border round. Now you have a choice, you can sew these ends in before you do your border, or you can just hang on a moment and do your border. And actually the ones that are right on the outside, so that would be these two here, you can or you should be able to sew over those, work over those on this next round. So we are going to start over in this very top corner. I'm just going to grab my yarn. Okay, so I've joined my yarn in this corner, and scissors. You want it to be on this very first corner of that. You don't want it to be in the middle, because we're going to start and work around here. So we're going to start with a chain 1, which doesn't count as anything, it just gets us started. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet in this chain space. So 1, 2 single crochet, chain 1, and 2 more single crochet. Oops, I'm doing a double crochet. So used to doing the double crochets on the rest of the square. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. That's what we have so far for our new corner. And then we are going to do, all the way along, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. Get the right piece of yarn. There we go, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 single crochet in the chain space. And that is all there is to doing our border round. So simple. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 2, 3, and 1 in the chain space. This is how you can work over your tails, because it's nice and closed in. Nothing is really showing on the back. You can't really see that tail being worked in there, so that's lovely. Okay, so you're going to follow this all the way along, and I'll just work with you to the next corner, and then we'll do the corner together, and then I'll leave you to continue. So 3 single crochets in those double crochets. Try not to catch your yarn. And then a single crochet in your chain space. 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Oops. 1, 2, 3. And now what's happening in our corner, we are going to do exactly as we've done before. We've got this space here, and then we've got the side of our stitch here. So that counts as a space as well. So exactly as we did at the other corner, we're going to do 2 single crochet, chain 1, and 2 single crochet around on this side. 1 and 2. And that is as complicated as it gets. So not really complicated. 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet, and then you're going to we're going to be working inside of stitches now, so that could be a little bit more confusing, but it's not really. You just have to imagine that you've got 3 double crochets along here, and work your 3 single crochets along this side of that stitch. So it's not really any more complicated. Just imagine that it's 3 double crochet and do 3 stitches in there, and then 1 in this space here. I know it seems a big sort of gap, but it's just one stitch there, and then we're back to the tops of our double crochets. Now this is the backs of the double crochet, so they look different to the front. So whereas on the front, if I can find the front here, we were working to the right, almost to the right of the stitch, whereas here we're working on the back, so we're working to the left of the stitch. Okay, just in case you're not used to working on the back of stitches. So here's our stitch. I don't think you can see this colour on camera very well. There you go, you can probably see a slight gap through there to my finger. So you're going to be working into that there, and that's your first stitch. So it can be a little confusing going from one side to the other. So then your next stitch is here to the left, and then your next one to the left. Okay, and then 1 in your, got an extra thread there. Okay, 1 in your space, and then 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. 1 in the next space, single crochet this is. 1 in each of the next 3. 2, 3. 1 in your space. There we go. And then 1 in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Then you're back to your corner. You might just want to give it a bit of a stretch out if you've been working a bit tightly or over your ends. So in your corner you're going to do 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet, and then you're going to work all the way back down this side. When you get to this stitch here that's on its side, remember you're going to do 3 single crochets over that stitch, and then you've got your corner, so you'll do your corner just as usual. Work all the way along, remembering, look, you've got these the right way round now, so you'll be going into the right of the stitch rather than the left, and there you go. When you get back to here, you're going to do a slip stitch in the top of your first single crochet, and I'll see you back around there soon. And there we go, finished my round border off, and there we go. How lovely is that? I like that. This mitre going on in this corner here, along the middle here. Love it. So it's a good addition to our other log cabin squares, and all our other granny squares that we've done so far as well. When I say granny, I mean like the basic traditional granny. So there we go, guys. I hope you found that useful and helpful, and you've enjoyed crocheting along with me. If you have, then please click that like button and give us a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And can't wait to see your photos and see what colours you've chosen, and I look forward to seeing those in the group. Until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.